All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 20 of the CMLL 2004 series. The microphone is unmuted this time. So, yeah, here we are. It's been about 2 weeks since we've done one of these. So, yeah, let's just get back into the save. Let's dive right back in. While the microphone was muted, I was talking about how you notice here, I don't have too many plans this time. I've been in a bit of a booking slump with this save, so to speak. I have ideas for Leyenda de Azul, that's our next upcoming pay-per-view. So I've got some ideas for that. But as far as the weekly shows go, I haven't been doing too much booking for those lately. But what we do have is we're gonna do a light heavyweight title match between LA Park and Hector Garza. We were supposed to be doing a trios title match here. But unfortunately, Blue Panther, I believe he's in Japan to wrestle for 0-1, I want to say. So yeah, because he's in Japan, we have to shuffle plans around. We're going to be doing that match at the pay-per-view, and instead we're going to do this here. Also, we've got a El Connect Trios match. I want to start giving El Connect a bit of a push because we're going to give him a heavyweight title shot at the next pay-per-view. And speaking of, so yeah, here's the card so far for our next pay-per-view. I've put in a little bit of work. The aforementioned trios title match, of course, will be happening and will very likely be the main event. Of course, Santo, Amicio, and Panther, the champions, will be taking on Pedro Guao Jr., Blue Demon Jr., and Hector Garza. Although we may swap out Blue Demon Jr. Literally just because I think since the Torneo Leyenda de Azul, the Leyenda de Azul tournament it honors Blue Demon, right? So I feel like it would just make so much sense for Blue Demon Jr. to be in it and to want to win it and prevent anybody else from tainting his father's honor. So yeah, we might just put Aguila in the main event here and put Blue Demon Jr. in the Torneo Leyenda de Azul. Which, speaking of that, I keep referencing it. We're gonna do a 16-man Cibernetico. That's the format we're going with. I thought about doing a single elimination tournament, but we've already done, I believe, at least one or two of those in this save. So yeah, we're gonna switch it up. We're just gonna go with a Cibernetico. That's how they did it in real life in 2004. So we're gonna stick with that. And you see so far here, we've got Heavy Metal as the planned winner. I'm gonna have this be his surprise debut. Yeah, then we don't quite have 16 guys, but I just wrote some people who will very likely be in it. Got Mr. Aguilar is probably gonna get swapped out for Blue Demon Jr. I've got Damien 666, Felino, Volador Jr., Pantera, Mephisto, Viernes, Lantis. I'm sure we'll just fill it out with some other people. Like, who else is on the roster? El Dandy might be in it. Emilio Charles Jr., people like that. All right, and then moving down the card, we've got a Trios Lucha de Apuestas. On the last pay-per-view, we had Shocker beat Vampiro in what was supposed to be a Lucha de Apuestas match, but I forgot to set Vampiro to have his head shaved. So yeah, we've kind of spun that into a story saying that Vampiro ran away and didn't allow him to cut his hair because, he's such a heel. He didn't honor the tradition. He spat in the face of CMLL. So yeah, we're gonna, since the feud's still ongoing between Shocker and Vampiro, we're gonna keep stretching it out until the pay-per-view. And we're gonna do Shocker, LA Park, and Negro Casas taking on Vampiro, Micho, and Millonario, and Halloween. I'm also planning on doing a tag title match. We're going to do the Guerreros and Viernes, Ultimo Guerrero and Rey Bucanero versus Ultimo Dragon and Great Sasuke. I think this could be a fun match and a good one. And yeah, I already mentioned for the heavyweight title, we're going to do Wagner versus El Connect. Again, I checked. We haven't, or at least I don't think we've ran this as a singles match. So it should be a good one. And, of course, we'll probably add more matches as we get closer to the pay-per-view itself. All right, so that's it for all the yapping we have to do. I see something here. Mascara Ano last time announced that he is leaving the company. Oh yeah, so he's gonna be gone at the end of this month, and I believe he's already signed to AAA, or at least they're going after him. So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna have him do some jobs on the way out. Alright, it's Televisa time. I'll stay in Sendero. This is a lot of fans for Televisa. All right, I guess we're gonna go here. 6,000 seater. Sounds good to me. All right, you know what? I think I want some. Let's get some character. Likely to succeed. Come on, we can do a little better than that. Maybe a near certainty, even. A safe bet. That's good. Hijo del Santo doesn't really. He's not really hurting from momentum, but sure. A bit of a gamble for Mystico. Get out of my face. All right. Near certainty for Wagner. Again, not really a guy who needs it. A big gamble for Shocker. All right. So, whatever. Whatever. Oh, LA Park and Grand Hamada getting into a blazing argument outside the venue. I would not want to step in between these two guys. Definitely not. More so LA Park, I'd say. He seems like he's always down for a fist fight. Cassandro being cheerful and fun. I'll connect, passing on psychology tips to Zerus. All right. Brazo de Oro has a creative finish. Sure. Vampiro has a creative finish. Also sure. I've got some training going on. Man, you know, off screen, recently I've been playing I had a WWF save going on in the 98 in the 1998 mod, which I feel like people don't talk about that mod enough. But so yeah, I had a WWF save going on. I played from January up till WrestleMania, so I believe that was in April or early April, late March maybe. But then yeah, once I got past that, I kind of got bored with the save, just stopped playing it. So yeah, just to kind of, you know, I like to have a personal save sometimes. Just book without any of the pressure. You can just kind of do whatever you want at whatever pace you want. So I decided to start up a WCW save. And man, yeah, the reason I brought this up is because when we go through the training screen and that, the students, it's so bleak. It's so bleak. It's like the cat, Ernest Miller, our commentator here, ironically, Goldberg, Raph, just random dudes. But yeah, I always think it's pretty funny. I'm just like, there's just no prospects there. All right, Lance Storm and Black Magic will be teaming with El Connect to take on Los Hermanos Dinamita. Mascara Ano 2000, Universo 2000, and Apollo Dantes. We'll give him 12. All right, yeah, this is gonna be the start of El Connect's big push. We're gonna be giving him wins for the next couple weeks. Get him ready to challenge for the heavyweight championship. Oh, and of course, we got to make sure Mascara Ano 2000 is the one taking the loss. It's nothing personal, brother. It's just I don't know why I said it like that. It's nothing personal, but he's going to the competition. He's leaving for AAA, so it's like, what? We're gonna put you over on the way out? No. Yeah, unfortunately, Mascara Ano dos Mil, and I believe one of our commentators also, they were upset that we didn't book them on Anniversario, which, that's been a bit of an issue in this save, I must say. If you run a pay-per-view and don't put basically the entire roster on it, people get upset. But what can you do, right? All right, our substitute main event. Let me make sure. Actually, hold on. Is Blue Panther here? Oh, wait. Is Blue Panther just straight up here? And I didn't have to change my plans. All right, well, we're gonna pretend. We're gonna run an angle anyways. I was gonna run an angle anyways to explain why he wasn't able to wrestle. But it turns out he's here, in fact. So I guess we can just have him get beaten up. All right, so replacement main events. What the hell, man? LA Park defending his light heavyweight championship for the second time against Hector Garza. We're gonna give them a big 16, no, it's like 18 minutes. This is a big main event. It's a big deal. It's a title match. All right, so how much? 18 minutes. All right, and things have been going a bit back and forth between the Technicals and Perros del Mal, but I think because I was planning on having them win the trio titles here straight up, but now that we're doing this match, I feel like Hector Garza's he just has to win. If we keep having them get into these big matches and lose, we're gonna kind of ruin their momentum. And I feel like right now it's their time. It's their time. Yeah, Hector Garza, he's gotta go. Or he's got to. It'd be an open match. Let's do a tainted win. We do outside interference. Yeah, let's do. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do. Vampiro is gonna interfere. Oh, you're right. This is a title match. Yeah, so that's our main event. All right, that's taken care of. Let's go ahead and book that angle. All right, so see, my idea was we're gonna run an angle where maybe let's say like before the show, there's like a meet and greet going on. So yeah, we've got like Blue Panther and maybe like Mr. Niebla and who's another babyface? Volador Jr. are signing autographs. And then yeah, we're gonna have one of the members of Perros del Mal approach, maybe like Pedro Aguado Jr. or maybe Petty Off Jr. One of them's gonna approach and they're gonna start talking some smack to him. And he's gonna get into it with them in front of the fans, and it's gonna cause a commotion. And then yeah, he's gonna get jumped by Perros del Mal. This is not a live angle. This is pre-taped. Outside broadcast. We're gonna say storyline development. Can we do one part pre-taped and then another part live? Yeah, you can. Okay, cool. All right, so we're just gonna have this first part be 1 minute. Blue Panther is the victim, and we're gonna say he's being attacked by. Let's get the Goon Squad in there. Let's get Damien. Halloween is definitely a goon. El Terrible, what else are you good for? Goon. And we're gonna have Pedro Gao Jr. Talking shit. Yeah, so we're not gonna have him being attacked by the entire group, but you know, a 3-on-1 or 4-on-1 attack is still pretty bad, right? So it's a 1 minute part, and then we're gonna do. You know, we're gonna have this be 5 minutes, so it takes up a nice amount of time on the show. So after we show that video package of Blue Panther being attacked, we're gonna cut to the ring, and Pedro Gao Jr. is gonna come out with Pedro Del Mal. That's the part where I slowly add every one of them in. So I believe this is all of them. So yeah, we have the entire Pedro Del Mal unit out here. And they're basically gonna cut a promo saying like, can you believe this? After we earned our shot at the Trios Championships, this coward Blue Panther now is making excuses. He doesn't want to come wrestle us. He doesn't want to defend the title against us. Is that a champion to you people? Is that a true luchador? And yeah, of course, we're gonna have LA Park. We're gonna have LA Park be a background player, but let's pretend that he is in fact talking. Also gonna send Santo out there. So yeah, basically, send Shocker out there too. Shocker can promo. All right, yeah. So basically, the technicals are gonna come out and be like, you know, you guys are full of shit. You attack Blue Panther and you expect him now after you've injured him to defend this championship, and LA Park's gonna be like, you know what? I'm fed up with you guys. You want a title match? Hector Garza, how about you and me? I'll beat you again like I did before. All right, main event set up. Boom. Do we have an angle like that? No. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. All right. Now to fill out the rest of this card. We need to do some stuff with Ultimo Dragon, Great Sasuke as a team. Let's see, what did we do last week? Okay, so we had Wagner, Universo, and Los Guerreros de Inverno actually beat Ultimo Dragon, Jushin Liger, Great Sasuke, and Gran Hamada. Alright, so maybe we're gonna give them a win this time. We'll do 3v3. Alright, Ultimo Dragon, Gran Hamada, and the Great Sasuke. Now let's have him take on. Here, we'll do Ultimo Guerrero, Pirata Morgan, and Rey Bugnero. Why not? I was gonna do Tarzan Boy, who he technically still is a member of this group, but whatever. They can face each other multiple times. It's Lucha Libre. Yeah, we'll give them 12 minutes. And I think this time we want. Well, they lost last time, so we're gonna have them get the win here. Have Osmo Dragon go over Pirata Morgan. Here, let's protect Pirata Morgan a little though, just because I like him. All right, we still need a Steal the Show and a Tech Masterclass. So let's see what we can do here. I mean, I got my my Tech Masterclass, my Tech Masterclass guys all in this one match. Oh, you know, we can just have El Dandy beat someone maybe, or James Gibson. Text. Man, chilly momentum. What if we just do James Gibson, Mascara Ano? And we have James Gibson get a tainted win. All right, give him a little distraction help. Boy and Zumbito. Extremely unhappy. Look, man, I'm trying to get James Gibson over, right? Mascara Ano, he's pretty over and he's got good stats, but he just rubs me the wrong way. He just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. Hey, tough noodles. Oh, you know, we need to debut Juventud at some point, and I've been thinking about linking him up with Tarzan Boy, James Gibson, and Zumbito. I think that could be fun. Well, yeah, we very likely will do that. I got 16 more minutes, and we need a Steal the Show. So let's see what we can do. Like 2v2. What if we just do classic Mystico Volidor Jr. team up? What if we do like is Mr. Oh, here he is. We need something for Negro Casas to do on this show. So what if we do like was Negro Casas? Is he a Steal the Show guy? That's a good question. He's consistent, but he's more of a technical. What if we do he's also more of a technical wrestler. Alright, just Mystico Volidor Jr., whatever. Versus Mr. Aguila and Nicho Millonario. We're gonna have him steal the show. And of course, Big Mystico is gonna get the win. Make this a lucha match. Here, since Hijo Los Santo isn't really wrestling on this show, we'll just have him at ringside. And maybe for the other guys, we'll have Pereoff Jr. with them. All right, we definitely need a few more promos. We might even have to shorten some of these matches. Let's have Ultimo Guerrero got one of his classic promos. Four minutes backstage character development. All right, simple story here. They Ultimo Guerrero and his team lost last week, or well, no, actually they beat them last week. Hold on, let's change this. All right, changing course. Now this is a promo about how those guys are overhyped and how they're gonna send them back to Japan crying. Boom. You know, we already had Hijo Del Santo in a segment, but you know, more Hijo Del Santo can't hurt anything. Foreshadowing. All right, Hijo Del Santo, he's pissed off. Obviously, they took out his trio's partner. So we're going to see him here backstage with Mystico and Volador Jr. And he's basically going to cut a promo talking about how, you know, if those cowards really were as confident as they say they were that they could beat us, they would have beaten us in the ring. The fact that they had to go and attack Blue Panther when he was just signing autographs, when he was with the fans, shows how weak they are. That's why we're going to beat them at the pay-per-view. But before then, Mystico and Volador Jr., they're going to show you guys right now. I don't know, man. Babyface promo. Let's do a hype promo. All right, so at this point on the show, Perros Del Mal, they've beaten up Blue Panther, but then they also lost to Mystico and Volador Jr. So we're just gonna have a promo backstage where they're backstage, and Perro Jr. is basically just hyping up Hector Garza, you know? Here, we'll have both of them talk. I don't feel like putting all of them in this again, so we're just gonna leave it at that. We only went over by 1 minute. That's not bad. Not too shabby. We're gonna take a minute away from this, I guess. Wagner Jr. and Nato Casas are left off the show. I mean, that's not good. That's not ideal. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have Negro Casas. He's gonna be one of the baby faces here. Okay. Does that count as him being on the show? Yes, it does. And we're gonna have Wagner Jr. be ringside for this match. You know, maybe after the match, him and El Connect can have like a stare down. All right, there you go. Everybody else, I'm sorry. Heavy Metal, he was supposed to debut tonight. Cause see, the plan was we were gonna have Pedro Mal win the trios championships, and then after the match, they would cut a promo celebrating. But then Negro Casas would come out with Felino, and basically Heavy Metal would then be like revealed as a member of the company, and we would have this cool moment where the brothers reunite and stand up against Pedro Mal. But since the trios match is happening at the pay-per-view, he's gonna debut at the pay-per-view. And Juventud, I just haven't figured out what we're doing with him, but we'll probably debut him before the pay-per-view. Right, let's book a pre-show match, because why the hell not? Give me Atlantis. Give me Brazo del Oro. Give me Bellino and Virus. This is a strange team. Who can they face? Black Warrior. Emilio Charles Jr., Scorpio Jr. And we'll do Ramstein. All right, I'll give him like 8 minutes for the show. We're gonna have Felino get the win. All right, there you go. We're set to run Televisa. What did we get last week? A 77. The week before that, 75. Anniversario got an 86. Man, I forgot about that. All right, so I mean, the main event is a title match, so I'm hoping that it gets a ratings bump because of that. I'm hoping the show gets at least a 75. All right, let's see. All right, pre-show 4v4 gets a 59. Felino pins Emilio Charles Jr. All right, major shout out to everyone in this match. Sorry you guys weren't on the main card. All right, we kick off the program with footage of Blue Panther being attacked at an autograph signing before the show. It is explained to us that because of the injuries he sustained, he's not cleared to compete tonight. We cut to the ring. Pedro Mal cut a promo. Some technicals come out and talk back. It gets a 67. This is not as good as I hoped this would do. But it is what it is. You know, I wish I knew Blue Panther was actually going to be here. I wouldn't have had to change plans. Yeah, but the game told me he was in Japan. All right, Tech Masterclass time. James Gibson gets a win over Mascara Ano. And it gets a 59. Not the best Tech Masterclass ever, but hopefully James Gibson gained a little bit of popularity from this. You know, we really need to work on getting some more people over, I think. I think we have too many unimportant people. So yeah, James Gibson is one of the people we're trying to get over. Ooh, another 59 here with this trios match. El Connect, Lance Storm, and Black Magic defeat Los Hermanos Dinamita. Did I put El Connect in the heavyweight title storyline? No. All right, we're gonna take Blue Panther out of this. Lance Storm is already here. I think we just forgot to remove him before. We're gonna add. Okay. Should have done that before the match. My bad. Ooh, El Santo only a 61 promo. What's going on tonight, man? People just not feeling it on the promos. All right, a good Tech Masterclass. Misago and Volador Jr. I would say this is probably an upset. They get the win over Mr. Aguila and Nicho Millionario. Yeah, Misago continues his meteoric rise in CMLL. After the match, we cut to this Guerreros del Viernes promo. This also gets a 74. Good. We can always count on Ultimo Guerrero to cut a good promo. We don't push this guy enough, man. Oh, and the 74th streak continues. Ultimo Dragon, Gran Hamada, and Great Sasuke get a win over the tag team champions, Los Guerreros del Invierno and Pirata Morgan. This says Hamada was the weak link, but he got a 55. That's not even that bad, honestly. So yeah, solid match. All right, a slightly better promo this time from Pedro Gall Jr. gets a 68. All right, I'm hoping this main event really delivers. We didn't. Did I even check the creative finishes? I don't think we have anything. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have anything that's gonna help. All right, so fingers crossed. This main event's really good. A 73. I mean, not terrible, but anyways, regardless, Hector Garza is your new CMLL World Light Heavyweight Champion. I was gonna say championship. He's a new champion, but with a little bit of help from his buddy Vampiro. Yeah, so this is a big moment for Pedros del Mal. They win their first championship officially in the company. Hey, a 76. All right, 1 point better than I guessed. Great job, everybody. We had a nice little run here in the middle of the show, and then a solid main event. Again, I was hoping it'd be better, but 73, you can't complain. All right, made 88 grand. Gained a little bit of popularity. All right. All right, good stuff. We advanced plot a bit. We title changed hands. You know, this is the reason I had Vampiro interfere is because since I'm gonna do that trios match where we're finally gonna have Vampiro be have his head shaved, this just adds a little bit of feel to the fire, so to speak. LA Park, Shocker was already pissed at Vampiro, but now LA Park has even more reason to be pissed at him. So yeah, that's why we did that, and that is why we had to have the championship change hands. Let's take a look at Hector Garza. It seems like his popularity was already kind of here at the beginning of the month. All right, well, he's over. Let's take a look at LA Park. All right, he's still a major star. That's good. And he didn't really, yeah, he didn't lose any popularity. Oh, yeah, good, good. All right, we got 600,000 viewers. All right, successful show. You know, this just randomly came to mind. I've downloaded the latest version of this mod. It has a lot more wrestlers and a lot more promotions, but I haven't imported anything. So I'm definitely gonna have to do that soon. You know, there could be luchadors in there that we don't know about that we could be booking right now. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to do that off screen. I thought about just doing it on stream, but I'm like, I don't know how involved of a process it's gonna be, and I don't want to start that right now if it's gonna take a bunch of time. Anyways, let's see what WWE did at No Mercy. Undertaker, Rob Van Dam main event. What the hell? Sheesh. Rey Mysterio, Hardcore Holly, co-main. What's going on over there? Oh yeah, good for you guys. Good for WWE. Yeah, we really need to think of a way to introduce Hooven. And I know people already know him. I know he's popular. But yeah, we need to figure out how to get him in a storyline is more what I should say. Because we could totally just kind of throw him in there, you know, just have him show up backstage one day and just have a match. But I would like to, you know, I would like to do something with him. You know, I want him to, we can use him to elevate our good James Gibson and Zumbito. Oh, and it's official. Mascara Ano Stosmil is heading to AAA. Boo! Boo! Good riddance. I mean, hey, if they're stealing Mascara Años 2000 and we're stealing like heavy metal and Juventud, I feel like we're getting the the better end of the deal. So, you know, nothing too valuable lost. All right, Angelo Trinidad relocated, Mysterioso. Enrico has sustained a separated shoulder. Unfortunately. Let's keep advancing. Man, Christina Aguilera. There was one point where I was looking at the celebrities in the save. So I was trying to see if there was any that we could book. So I was trying to see if any of them spoke Spanish. And apparently in this save, I think Christina Aguilera doesn't. Which, I mean, definitely not true. Definitely not true. Just Spanish versions of like her songs from back then. So I know for a fact she speaks Spanish. So mod maker, I'm gonna need you to Make Christina Aguilera speak Spanish. Thank you. No, to be honest, she's probably way too popular for us to even book. Oh, whoa. Mascara Ano dos Mil is there immediately. So, but he's still here too. Huh. That's very interesting. Let me grab a sip of water real quick, and then it's time for some Super Viernes. All right, Super Viernes time. Let's go. Let's go to Occidente. Why not? Shake things up. I really don't have anything between 1,000 and 3,000. All right, never mind. Never mind. All right, we got some training. And that's it. That's everything that's going on. All right. Everybody just chilling. All right, so last week in the main event, we had Shocker, Casas, and Felino get a win. Pedro Sama got a win here. Okay. Oh, I had Místico and Volador Jr. go over Mr. Aguilar 2 nights in a row. That's so funny. I completely forgot I booked this. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, first things first, let's get a main event going. Let's do a 4v4. All right, since the technicals went over last week, we're going to have Pedro Del Mal go over this week. So we're going to do Pedro Lau Jr., the new light heavyweight champion, Hector Garza. Let's do Mr. Aguila and Vampiro. A strong unit. And we're gonna have them take on, let's see, we can do like LA Park, Shocker. I don't want to do like Santo, Místico, or like Felino or anything. Let's see, who can we put in there? You know what, we might have to. Let's do Atlantis and Felino. All right, big 8-man main event. We're gonna give them like 15 minutes, and we're gonna have Pedro Lau Jr. is going to steal the win here. The game could decide. He could beat anyone. All right, there's our main event. Let's get a Tech Masterclass going too. We're gonna do El Connect and Lance Storm. And let's see, who can they take on? Hoovy's got some tech. It's good to know. All right, we're just gonna go with Sangre Azteca and is Arcangel Azteca? No. Intro? No. All right. You know what? Yeah, how about Sangre Azteca and Super Crazy? Interesting team there, but we're gonna have all right, so the Alcanac push continues. Let's do a trios match. We didn't get Wagner Jr. on the card last time, so let's get him in here. Let's do Wagner, Ultimo, and Pirata. Let's see, who can they take on? How about I've been teaming Mr. Nebula and El Pantera a lot recently, so yeah, let's continue that. Mr. Nebula, El Pantera. And how about Black Magic? You know, former heavyweight champion himself. You know, we're gonna give Wagner the win. Easy peasy. Let's do a promo after the match. Just for the sake of it affecting the storyline, we're just gonna have Alcanac and Lance Storm be off screen. Oh, and I guess, or well, Ultimo Dragon and Great Stop. You know what? Whatever. I don't think they're in the tag title storyline because they're in the middleweight title storyline, but that's okay. All right, so after the match, they're gonna celebrate. They're gonna hold up their respective championships, and they're gonna basically cut a promo like, you see, that's why there's a lot of guys running around backstage calling themselves Leyendas and thinking that they're better than everyone, that they stand above us. But Wagner Jr. and Osmo Guerrero, nosotros somos las leyendas de Real, de ahora. We're the legends now. All right. You know, just bigging themselves up. Let's get some more 3v3 going. How about we do Casas, Santa. Who else? We're pretending Blue Panther's not here. The game told me he wouldn't be. Yeah, let's do Casas, Santo, and Hamada. Here, we're gonna have them take on, let's do like Ray Bucanero, Tarzan Boy, and James Gibson. I know I keep saying we want to push him, but yeah, he's probably gonna have to lose here. I mean, but he's in there with some heavy hitters, so no shame in losing. We're gonna have Casas pick up the win. We're gonna give them a promo as well. So, Casas, Santo, and Hamada can be in the background. And of course, they're talking about Perros del Mal. What else would they be talking about? We only need to book one more minute. We're breezing through this one. What if we do a one fall 3v3 as our steal the show? So let's do. You know, I kind of want to put over some of the Rudos every now and then. So how about we do? We've got super crazy teaming with Sangre Azteca. So how about we do Mephisto, Viernes, and Arcángel de la Muerte? Who can they beat? We're gonna do Explosivo, Ricky Marvin, and Super Dolphin is not that consistent. But he's gonna be in here anyway. You know, whatever. This can be a Lucha Libre match, but we're still just gonna give him 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and put over Viernes. Actually, who has? Let's see. Let's look at their momentum. Gold. White hot. And Arcángel warm. All right, so we're gonna give it to Viernes. I was right. This is kind of a random match, but you know, feel like there's too many Rudos that we only ever book to lose, and yeah, sometimes they gotta get a win. You know what? I think I'm gonna swap these matches. We still want to get Místico on the card somehow. We did like Ultimo Dragon, Místico, and Great Sasuke. I feel like I've done this team before. But anyways, it can take on. El Dandy. Fantasma Jr. And I guess Fuerza. And we'll give the win to Great Sasuke. All right, that's kind of just a match for the sake of having a match, if I'm being honest, but it's a good one. See, we've got 1, 2. I want to do one more promo, so we're gonna give it to let's do Shocker, I guess. I was gonna do Pedros del Mal, but they've kind of been letting us down lately, so we're gonna give them a break tonight. And we're gonna have Shocker and LA Park put a promo. Shelly Martinez in on this. All right, nothing too fancy, just regular pre-match promo. They're gonna call them cheaters and cowards and all that good stuff, all the hits. All right, and that's our show. I think the main event should be good. I think it should be. I'm hoping it does better than our last main event, which got a 73. I think it's possible. It could definitely do better if nobody's off their game. And hopefully these promos hit and the show. I'm gonna guess a 75 again. I'm pretty confident in these matches, honestly. All right, let's see how close we get. All right, opening up the show, Tech Masterclass, the legendary Connect, teaming with Lance Storm and getting a win over the young Sangre Azteca and Super Crazy. Yeah, so El Connect riding a bit of a hot streak right now, picking up a well, at least 2 wins in a row. I don't know if he was if we were booking him to win before that. But yeah, he's starting to get on a roll. All right, up next is our Steal the Show match of the evening. We have more collaboration between Los Invernales and Pandilla Guerrera. Arcangel de la Muerte teams with Mephisto and Averno, and they get a win over Explosivo, Ricky Marvin, and Super Delphin. And man, the crowd did not care. Who won though? Averno beat Explosivo. All right. All right, not much to say about this. Steal the show. Ooh. 71 from this trios match. Yeah, we've got one half of the tag champions, Rey Luganero, his stablemate, Tarzan Boy, and his stablemate's good friend, James Gibson, going up against straight up a trio of legends, Negro Casas, Hijo del Santo, and Gran Hamada. And unfortunately, the legends still too much for the younger wrestlers to handle, and they get the win. Oh no, he pinned James Gibson. Wait, no, that wasn't the plan. All right, the post-match promo gets a 68, solid. All right, even more trios action. Got Ultimo Dragon teaming with the young Místico and Great Sasuke. And they're just simply picking up a win over El Dandy, Fantasma Jr., and Fuerza Guerrera. And the match got a 69. Nice. Great Sasuke only getting a 60 in this match. It doesn't say he was off his game, but it seems like he was. I feel like he's usually a little better than this. Oh, and Fantasma Jr. only got a 31, man. Well, alright, hopefully being in the ring with these caliber of wrestlers helps him out. Ooh. Who's third? Who? What? I did not mean... Dude, I didn't even... Oh my god. Alright, well... Wagner Ultima Pirata beat Nebula, Panther, and Black Magic, and I got a 72. Solid match. Who was turning in this match? Did I like set Great Sasuke to turn or something? No? Fantasma? No? Ultima. Dandy. Who was turning in that match? Oh, we were supposed to change his gimmick. Alright, we're gonna have to do that next time we book him. I did not mean to skip through that. That was user error. That was just a mistake. Alright, anyways, let's continue the show. Let's act professional, please. All right, 72 promo. Once again, the true ace of the company, Ultimo Guerrero, saving our asses with a good promo. Wagner Jr. also good. Also secretly a promo guy. All right, and we've got the pre-main event promo from the Technicos. Let's see what this main event gets. Fingers crossed. All right, 72. The Technicos looking to, to get their get back over Perros del Mal, but unfortunately it was not their night because Perros del Mal able to steal the win, get a in his 72 match. Peralta Jr. pinned Atlantis. All right, good main event. 74. All right, 1 point off our guesstimation, but still a good show. Hey, let's check if Hooven Dude has mic skills, maybe. 'Cause yeah, we should definitely try to debut him on I mean, we could probably debut him on Televisa on this next show we book. He's decent enough. All right, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do something where he shows up. And I mean, at the pay-per-view, he's most likely just gonna be in the Leyenda de Azul. But yeah, I would like to align him with Tarzan Boy and James Gibson and Zumbito. Can't forget Zumbito. But before we do any of that, we've been going for a bit over an hour, like an hour and 15. So I want to get up and take my break. It is very hot in this room I'm sitting in right now, so I'm gonna go stand in the living room in front of the fan. So yeah, just give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna cool off a bit, and I will be right back. If you enjoyed this so far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Hey. Okay, I'm back. A bit of a longer break than normal. I had a quick snack. All right, now that you've been updated on my break, that means it's time for CMLL on Televisa. All right, you know what? Since Heavy Metal hasn't debuted yet, we're gonna give him the night off. But Juventud, on the other hand, is going to debut on this very show. Let's see something here. We go here. Yeah, how about we run Arena Coliseo Monterrey? How about that? Haven't gone here before, and it'll be a sellout. Or, well, no, it won't be a sellout, actually. That's just wrong. Just more misinformation. Alright, can we get some finishes, maybe? A big gamble. Alright, how about a good finish? A good one. A likely for Ultimo? Alright. A safe bet for me, Cigar. We'll take that. Alright, thank you guys. You tried your best. Alright, everybody got trained. Alright, Casas passing on some microphone tips to Ricky Marvin. Blue Demon Jr. passing on microphone tips to Zeus. Alright, no clue what's going to headline this show, but it is time. It's time for the debut of the Juice. Juventud Guerrera. Let's do 4 minutes. Hey. Alright, so how about this? We're going to do an angle where we're going to see Tarzan Boy. Does Tarzan Boy have mic skills? Probably not. Not really. James Gibson has better mic skills. Interesting. Alright, well, we're gonna see Tarzan Boy, James Gibson, and Zumbito outside. Maybe they're at like some kind of outdoor party or event. You know, they're looking for the chicas as always. You know, on their eternal quest. And Tarzan Boy is gonna be like, "Yo, look, guys, just trust me on this. This guy we're about to link up with, you know, he knows how to get the ladies, man. He's always has girls with him, you know. And it's my friend, the Juice." So yeah, we're just gonna say that Juventud and Tarzan Boy are friends. And insert Juventud is gonna show up, of course, with Los Chicas, and he's gonna cut a promo talking about how it's about time that CMLL gets a little taste of what the Juice is all about. All right. All right, the Juice Man cometh. And even though we literally just had them lose last night, we're gonna give them a win here. Los Bajavantes. Oh, excuse me. They should be taking on Technicals. Let's see. How about? Oh. We like never do anything. Lizmark Jr. All right, how about they take on Lizmark Jr. and Los Brazos? I feel like Lizmark Jr. is exclusively a guy we use to try to get other people over. Or, I mean, let me see. Is there anybody with some skills we could put in there? Like Tony Rivera has some tech. It's not really over at all. Oh yeah, Starman, our boy. All right. Here, we're gonna do Starman and Tony Rivera. We forget about our boy, Starman. Oh, it is a Lucha Libre match. I'm stupid. All right, of course, it's his debut, so Juventud Guerrera is going to get the win. We're going to just have him go over 2-0. And I think we're going to do a distraction match. So we're going to have, I don't know, say Tony Rivera. Distracted by Zumbito. Zumbito starts he goes into a crouch and starts doing, you know, like in Sonic when you're crouching and you keep mashing the button to do the spin thing, and he's just like revving it up like zoom 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 zoom. Zumbito starts doing that at ringside, and Tony Rivera's like, what the fuck is going, and then he gets pinned. All right, yeah, Zumbito with his new Sonic gimmick. All right, man. This is one of the best things I've ever booked in this game. All right, let's do another. Let's see. I want to do a tech masterclass between El Connect and one of Los Hermanos Dinamita. Let's see. Is Apollo Dantes a tech guy? Not really. How about Universo 2000 or Mascara Ano? All right, you know what? Mascara Ano 2000. He's not a great tech guy, but he is better than the other two. And, you know, he left us for AAA. Let's see. Yeah, take this L, bro. Hold this L. We're not gonna do him dirty and have it be like a 6-minute squash. We're gonna give him a full 10 minutes. But yeah, once again, El Connect. The winning streak continues. All right. All right. I believe this is we're like 2 weeks out from the pay-per-view, so we need to be thinking about that. Let's see, we need to be thinking about the Leyenda de Azul. We need to have some guys talk about it at some point. Oh, we should definitely do something with Vampiro and Nicho. How about this? I'm gonna do Wagner, Ultimo, Vampiro, and Nicho. And they are going to take on, let's see, we're gonna do Lance Storm. I don't know why I said his name like that. Lance Storm teaming with teaming with teaming with who I laughed at that and I forgot who the hell I was gonna put in here. Oh, okay, Ultimo Dragon. There we go. The Great Sasuke, and let's do. Let's do Felino. Alright, so we're kind of mixing feuds here, and we're gonna have Vampiro steal the win. Oh, hey, you know what? Actually, Felino, get the hell out of here. Shocker will be in the match. Yeah, Vampiro is going to win. We're gonna do outside interference finish. Shocker. Let's have Shocker be attacked by Halloween. Okay, this is certainly a match. We'll give it a little more time even. Alright, it's probably not the main event though. Let's do... Like it's been a few weeks since we had, or at least a week since we've done a classic Santo and Mystico get a win in the main event. So let's do that. We're gonna do Santo, Mystico, and Negro Casas. Let's see who they can take on. How about... Alright, Blue Demon Jr. is no longer going to be one of the people challenging for the trios title. He's going to be in Leyenda de Azul. So we're going to put him in here. I would like to, I would like to do Berioff Jr., but if this is going to be the main event, how about we do Mr. Aguila and good old El Dandy? All right, we're gonna have Santo pin. We're gonna have Santo pin Blue Demon Jr. All right, favorite thing to do, post-match promo. All right, Santo's going to give a rousing victory speech and say that the light will always drown out the dark, and you must always believe, and you must always keep on fighting and fighting, and you must never give up. Blue Demon Jr. in the background, El Dandy, Mr. Aguila. We're gonna have Pedro Gal Jr. We're gonna have Pedro Gal Jr. come out and talk to you. Actually, why not? He might bring down the promo a little, but if he's not wrestling on the show, he should at least talk. We'll just send out the other guys to be in the background. Give them something to do. All right, get off your ass out the Dible. Or you know what? Nicho, Halloween, and Vampiro don't need to be here. All right, so 67 minutes down, only 18 more to go. And we still need a steal the show. And oh, James Gibson's being used too much. All right. How about 3 minutes? I can't go under 3. Slightly overused, we'll take it. All right. All right, LA Park is still on the card. Atlantis, Garza. I feel like Garza and Pedro Gal Jr. can both like sit this show out. We've been booking them on every show lately. All right, but we need to steal the show. Man, we have so many unimportant people. This is like, this breaks my heart, man. Super Delphin, I don't care what they say. You are not unimportant. You hear me? All right, let's do a tag steal the show. Gonna run back the team of Atlantis and Volador Jr. Who can they face? Oh man, I would like to do Minoru and Nozawa, but we know how it goes with those guys. You know what? How about we do Mephisto and Super Crazy? Actually, how about we do Viernes? I feel like Mephisto is the one who has more tech, and yeah, I think Viernes has more high flying or aerial, I should say. All right, steal the show. We're gonna have let's have a Viernes go over. You know, we're trying to fix people's momentum here. Open match. We're gonna have. We've done enough interference on the show, but we're gonna have Mephisto just be at ringside. Hopefully, this is a really good match. I want what am I trying to say here? Oh yeah, LA Park lost his championship last week. So even though he's not even though he is unfortunately not a promo guy, I think we have to give him something. What if we take Lance Storm out of this match and just put LA Park in? But then, oh man. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Sorry, Lance. We actually do all right, we put Park in that, so we're gonna give him and Shocker a promo for the match. Just, you know, so LA, we're gonna we're obviously gonna have Shocker be the one doing the talking, but we're gonna pretend that LA Park is also talking. So yeah, it's just kind of a Shelly Martinez situation where she's like, last week we saw you lose your light heavyweight championship to Hector Garza. What's going on in your mind right now? And, you know, he's going to cut a promo about how he's so mad and he can't believe it. And Perros del Mal, you know, they better enjoy themselves while they still can, because sooner or later their actions are going to catch up with them. And they can't keep getting away from LA Park forever. Shocker. And yeah, Shocker chimes in and he's like, Vampiro ese cobarde. That coward. We only need to book 2 more minutes. Let's see, is there anybody important still not on the show? Right, Garza's not on the show. Damn it. Okay. All right, you know, let's just backstage Pedro Stama promo. All right, we're gonna do a backstage angle where we're gonna have the whole crew out there and they're just kind of celebrating Hector Garza's win and burying the technicals as they normally do. You know, Hector Garza and Pedro Gual Jr., they're kind of like, you know, we've been wrestling a lot lately. You know, you guys got this tonight? You guys got this tonight, bro? Cool. I'll be back. We'll be back here with the ladies. So many people involved in this feud. Am I forgetting anyone? I don't know. Maybe. You know what? Actually, yeah, we'll give this 4 minutes and have it open the show. All right, I think the show is looking good. There's not really enough time for another match unless we make it like a squash, which we're not gonna do. So let's just do some pre-show stuff. Here, we'll do Starman, Zeus, and Sombra de Plata. Oh, Zeus is a Rudo. I didn't even realize. All right, hold on. Fine, Explosivo. All right, they're gonna take on the team of. Let's do Ramstein, Zeus, and Black Warrior. All right, you know what? I'm not even gonna pick a winner here. We're gonna give them 8 minutes. We'll let the game figure it out. All right, so that's our show. 87 solid minutes of Lucha Libre action. I don't know. We're shooting for another 75. I wouldn't be shocked if it does a little less than that, but you know, Santo Místico Casas, Demon Aguilar Dandy. That's a really good main event. And I mean, you know, we've got time left. We can give him like 17 even. All right, I think that's a really good main event. So I'm hoping this does like, you know what? We're going to shoot high. We're going to say 76. 76, official guess. Ooh, the ratio match got a 44. All right. I mean, you know, that's what happens when you throw a bunch of rookie wrestlers into a match, unfortunately. But, you know, they've got to get some ring time. You know, they got to get their feet wet. Oh, this is Zerus's debut. Wow. All right, moving on. All right, Pedro Stamao opened the show backstage. They're celebrating Hector Garza's win. Pedro Gual Jr. and Hector Garza, they say, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna chill back here and party. You boys go do your thing." All right, 63. All right, the Tech Masterclass of the night. We've got El Connect defeating Mascara Ano Smil 1-on-1. It's a 58. Solid match. Now we have a huge segment. The debut of Juventud Guerrera. Juventud Guerrera is seen. He is friends with James Gibson, Tarzan Boy, and Zumbito, who shall collectively be known as Los Bajabantes. I should make that a stable. All right, and here he is making his in. Oh, we booked Starman. We booked Starman on the pre-show, and then we also had him come out and job. Man, he's gonna be like, what are they so mad at me for? But anyways, Juventud Guerrera pinned Tony Rivero for 450 splash. Zumbito provided the distraction. Match got a 60. Man, Juventud got a 74. Welcome, Hoovy. Wow. And also, James Gibson getting a 61 while he's unimportant is very impressive. I have high hopes for this group. I really do. Yeah, I'm buying stock now. All right, we move on to our Steal the Show match of the evening. We have Volador Jr. and Atlantis reuniting to take on Los Invernales. And unfortunately for the Technicals, Los Invernales get a tainted win. When Viernes pinned Atlantis. Wow, I thought he'd pin Volador. And the match got a 69. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, moving on. All right, backstage promo from Shocker and LA Park gets a 72. All right, so up next is our 4v4 match. Let's see how it was a pretty stacked match. Let's see how good this does. Ooh, a 75. Yeah, this all-star 8-man. We've got Wagner Jr., Ultimo Guerrero, Vampiro, and Nicho Millonario defeating LA Park, Ultimo Dragon, the Great Sasuke, and Shocker. When Vampiro pinned Shocker with a nail in the coffin after interference from Halloween. So yeah, we're that personal rivalry continues to grow. And yeah, just aside from that, it's just a great match. All right, well done, everybody. All right, speaking of great matches, here's another one. We've got Hijo del Santo, Místico, and Negro Casas picking up a big win over El Dandy, Blue Demon Jr., and Mr. Aguilar. So yeah, even though this wasn't the trio's title defense, 2/3 the champions pick up a big win over one of the would-be challengers. He's not. We know he's not going to challenge now, but anyways, 78, great match. All right, and then we close out the show with a big promo from Santo and Casas, and Pedro Del Mal are out there too. 82. All right. Probably one of the best promo segments we've done in a while. 79. Big score. All right. We're hot. We made less money than last week, though. What gives? Oh, man, that really was a good show. Yeah, we're moving up in the world. 71s. All right, so we're getting closer and closer to Leyenda de Azul. You know, we should probably take a second before we advance to the next show and try to figure out who exactly we want in that match so we can start to build to it. So yeah, I think we're going to do that. Kana is joining a group called the Goblins. All right. Shocker says Volador Jr. is turning into a good worker. He definitely is. He definitely is. Thanks for the positivity. Every time I see it's an opinion email, I'm always like, uh-oh, what did Zumbito do this time? All right, yeah, let's get to that match. All right, first things first. Aguila moves here. Demon moves here. All right, so far, let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. All right, we need 16. So, you know, I think Hoovy should probably be in this, right? So we'll put Hoovy in. Is Atlantis doing anything on the pay-per-view so far? I don't think so. Oh, bitch. He's in the match. All right. Do it this way. Or who's not doing anything? I guess Grand Hamada could be in it. Mascara Ano? No, he's not gonna be in it. Maybe Pirata Morgan. Wrong notepad. Alright, so yeah, maybe we could do Pirata Morgan. So what's that? 10 or 11? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, we need 5 more. Let's see. I mean, we just need people that aren't doing anything really. Arcangel de la Muerte. Yeah, we're just gonna write Arcangel. Black Magic and Lance Storm could potentially be in this. But you know, they could also have a good tech masterclass. Mr. Nebula. Yeah, he's not doing anything. It's like 12. All right, whatever. That's fine for now. We're gonna focus, I guess, promoting the match. We're gonna focus on Blue Demon Jr., of course, and maybe I don't know, Bellino or Volador Jr. or somebody. because heavy metal is obviously going to be a surprise. So yeah, we can't have him come out and cut a promo about how he's going to be in this. All right, yeah, that's enough of that. Why does it show nothing on our schedule right now? Hold on. Oh. Why did I think we were about to book another another Televisa? Wow. All right, let's advance. Threw myself off there. I was like, all right, let's get into this Televisa. And I'm like, oh, it's booked already. It's done. Oh, Tiger Mask is retiring. Oh, no. Oh, boo. All right, anyway, so I guess next week, these are going to be the go-home shows. So we need to make sure they're really good. Let's keep going. I mean, hey, if Blue Panther is still here, which wouldn't that be funny if now he's not here? But if he's still here, maybe we can have him make his big return, his triumphant return on this show. Sure. Please click that. Oh yeah, do we have people with morale issues? Yeah, we have a bunch. Jeez. We're not gonna worry about that right now, I guess. Yeah, so long as there's nobody like important who's pissed, you know? If people have minor morale issues, that's fine. Oh, John Cena invented a new move. Oh, I'm scared. What are you doing, John? We had a match of the year candidate between The Undertaker and Rey Mysterio going against Hardcore Hottie and Eddie Guerrero. What the hell is WWE doing? Why does everything they book at 100, man? I swear, the WWE score inflation is so real. Sky 2 Hottie got a 67. Score inflation is real. Arturo Rivera has left AAA. Hey, which one of our commentators is leaving? Miguel Linares? You know, I don't understand why Alfonso Morales is leaving. If he's our event commentator, doesn't that mean that he would have been on Anniversario? Oh, hello, Rat on V. Wow, I every time you comment, I don't notice it for like 5 minutes. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm doing great, yeah. We came into this episode with basically no plans of what to do, and we've been winging it, and it's been going pretty smooth, actually. Surprisingly so. But yeah, if Alfonso Morales was the event commentator, that means he was on Anniversario, so I don't understand why he's the one who's quitting over Miguel Linares. But anyways, we're gonna just go ahead and make Miguel Linares also the events guy now, so I don't forget to do that. But yeah, I feel like my strategy of at least trying to figure out what we're doing on the pay-per-view has kind of helped. Oh, maybe that is it. Yeah. I mean, because I couldn't I couldn't use Miguel and the other one. I immediately forgot his name. I couldn't use both of them together because they have bad chemistry, unfortunately. So we had to hire Arturo from AAA. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. He's only getting to call one show a month. Yeah, I guess I can see that. All right, so we need to. Oh well, I guess this Super Viernes. We're not gonna do it there, but on the next Televisa, we need to remember Blue Panther is making his big return. All right, it is Friday, which means time for yet another Super Viernes. Again, let's give Heavy Metal the night off. He hasn't debuted yet, so we're just gonna let him chill. All right, let's get back to Arena Neza. All right, training has seemingly been going smoothly ever since Lance Storm got the job, so I'm happy about that. Rayo de Jalisco Jr. was brought to Wrestlers Courts in order to buy drinks for everyone after the show. All right, camaraderie. Rayo de Jalisco Jr. He's someone that we hired him because he's got pretty good stats and he's in good health. But yeah, when we put him in matches, just does not reflect that at all. I don't know. All right, that's the only thing that happens. All right, first things first. The most important match of the night. Let's get Juventud, Tarzan Boy, James Gibson, and Zoom Zoom Beto. All right, they definitely they need to get a win here. So, oh man, Ricky Marvin squaring off with Zoom Beto. Man, that sounds tight. All right, let's do Ricky Marvin, Super Delphin. Let's do El Pantera and Viernes. All right, not trying to bury anyone here, but we really would like to get James Gibson over. I feel like I keep saying this. So he's gonna win here. I'll make an open match. I don't know who he's gonna go over. He'll probably go over Delphin. Well, I mean, if we want him to get pop, maybe we should have him like go over, I don't know, someone more over than him. I don't know. Do we want to sacrifice Virus? I guess we will. All right, up next, we want to, this isn't the go home show, but it's like the go home show to the go home show. So we want Pedro Stelmao to look nice and strong. So we're going to do Hero Guao Jr., Blue Demon Jr., and Hector Garza. Actually, no, we're going to do Mr. Aguilar. Let's see. I want them to get a win here. While we do Atlantis, Bellino, and Negro Casas. And this is definitely going to be the main event. We're going to give them like 16 minutes. Let's give the win to Pedro Guao Jr. And I'm sorry, Atlantis, but yeah. All right, Tainted Win. We're not going to get too involved in the details of it. It's Super Viernes. Yeah, this should be a solid main event. All right, now moving down the card. Can I check something real quick? Ultimo Dragon, Red Hot. The Great Sasuke, Hot. All right, just wanted to make sure they're not doing bad in terms of their momentum. But yeah, we should give them a win here. I feel like I've had them kind of been going back and forth with them and Guerreros and Vierno. Let's have them beat like Pirata Morgan and I guess Rey Bucanero. Yeah, we can just straight up do that. Ultimo Dragon, open match, Flash pinfall. And you know what? Steal the show. Why not? Go crazy. Don't hurt Pirata. Please don't hurt Pirata, but go crazy, guys. All right, 2v2. Let's do Santo and Místico. The dynamic duo. Let's see, they can take on... Oh, how about we have them go over Mascara Ano still smelling Apollo? I just remembered. Oh, all right, sorry, Universo. You know, that gives me an idea. We do L Connect. You know what? Let's get Wagner in here. Now let's get Connect and Wagner in the ring against each other. And we want to keep up the Technico's momentum actually. So let's have Místico go over Mascara Ano still smelling. This should be a fun one. All right, let's get a tag going. LA Park and Shocker versus, let's do Mephisto and Super Crazy. Let's have LA Park get the win here. Open. All right, let's. Guess we can book Vampiro and. Oh, here, we'll do a 4v4 actually. Vampiro, Nicho, Damien, and Halloween. Take on Los Brazos. Let's do Raul de Jalisco Jr. He was mentioned recently. Let's get him in there for once. And you know what? Let's throw Lance Storm in this. He has a little bit of history with Vampiro, so maybe he can be in this match and kind of be like, what the hell, man? We were boys. What the hell? All right, and we're gonna give the win to Nicho. So we're gonna open the show with back-to-back 8-man tags. Oh man, we're at 93 minutes. We're basically good to go. So we're just gonna throw in a couple of promos, and yeah, that'll be that. All right, closing out the show. All right, I do not feel like putting the entire Vetos del Mal in this promo, but I am gonna put the ones who are in that match. So it is William Jr. and Mr. Agua. And Negro Casas is already out there, so he can talk too. All right, Pedro and Casas have a rap battle, and that's gonna close out the show. They go at it on the mic. When I rock the mic, I rock the mic right. I just noticed Ultimo Guerrero isn't on this card, but we'll do a promo. All right, so this could be after the tag match where Dragon and Sasuke win. We're gonna do a promo where Ultimo Guerrero's backstage with his boys, Los Guerreros and Viernes, and he's basically gonna be like, you know, this Ultimo Dragon and Great Sasuke guy, they're really starting to get on my nerves. I'm really tired of being across the ring from them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really digging their vibes. You know, Ultimo Dragon, you know what? Like, you couldn't think of a better name? Couldn't think of a better name? Also had to be Ultimo? All right, who's ready for generic El Santo promo? It would be cool to let El Connect talk and you know, call out Wagner, but I don't. I mean, 41 and 49. Am I coping? Am I Adam Copelanding? Here, let him talk. Whatever. It's super Viernes. All right, so after the match, El Connect is gonna get on the mic first, and he's gonna call out Wagner Jr. And then Santo is gonna get on the mic, and he's gonna finish up the promo. Santo is also gonna continue talking about Pedro's Dama. Almost forgot that. Oh, we haven't booked the tech masterclass. Thank you for telling me, Gabe. Who's left? We just have Lance Storm beat somebody. Like, have we done Lance Storm Black Warrior? You know, Black Warrior has ice cold momentum. Jesus. Oh no, we have done this. We done Lance Storm El Dandy. Only as a tag. All right, Lance Storm El Dandy. Where's be at ringside? All right, now we've gone over our time though. What if we do 8 minutes for this? Like 10 minutes for this. I mean, we'll leave it at 11. We'll use all of our time. All right, exactly 112 minutes, 91% wrestling. This is a Super Viernes, baby. And hopefully it's a good one. We're heading into our pay-per-view pretty soon. So yeah, I hope this show gets a I feel like I just keep guessing the same numbers. There doesn't seem to be like I'm not expecting our shows to suddenly jump up like 10 points. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm guessing an 85. 85 for sure. Show it to me, game. All right, Lance Storm beats El Dandy with a super kick and a tech masterclass. You bastard. You're supposed to beat him with a submission. What is wrong with you? Just gonna super kick El Dandy? Son of a bitch. All right, Fuezaguerrera's wily vet gimmick has a rating of great. Hopefully that fixed his momentum. Let's see actually, because I believe he was also at Ice Cold. Yep, he's back to neutral. All right, woohoo! Congratulations, Fuezaguerrera. All right, now we need to do that with Black Warrior also, and probably a bunch of other people. All right, 8-minute action. Los Bajabantes, Juventud Guerrera, Tarzan Boy, James Gibson, and Zumbito get a win over the Technico conglomeration of Ricky Marvin, Super Delphin, El Pantera, and Virus. Just based on the names in this match, I would like to see this match. It sounds like a fun match, honestly. You got Marvin, Pantera, Virus, Juventud, Tarzan Boy, Gibson. Just everybody in this match is sick. You're all getting a pay raise. Right? All right, and we move from one 8-man tag straight into oh, we double book Lance Storm. I completely forgot he was in this match. Well then. All right, well, Lance Storm, he's back out there. This time he brought 3 partners with him, and unfortunately he wasn't as successful in this match. Pero Snowball get the win. 58. All right, well, nice try anyways, Lance Storm. You can't win them all, right? But you know, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Ooh, good match here. Ultimo Dragon and Great Sasuke score what I consider a big win over Pirata Morgan and one half of the tag team champions, Rey Bucanero. So yeah, they're definitely getting themselves in position for that title shot. I feel like what we're likely going to do on the next show is do a one-on-one between Ultimo Guerrero and either Dragon or Sasuke. So yeah, that's going to be sick. All right, continuing, we've got tag team action. LA Park and Shocker taking on Los Invernales, Mephisto, and Super Crazy in a match that gets a 72. All right, so LA Park and Shocker, getting a little bit of momentum. They've been having a rough go at it lately. LA Park lost his light heavyweight championship, and then I believe he lost he was in that 8-man tag where he lost. So yeah, just sometimes you just need to get a win under your belt. You need to get your feet back under you, so to speak. You get knocked down, you got to get back up. So yeah, that's what these guys do. Backstage, we get a promo from Los Guerreros and Viernes talking about Sasuke and Ultimo Dragon and how they're becoming real nuisances. They're getting really annoying. There's a bit of foreshadowing there. Oh, jeez. This match. All right, well, Santo, Mystico, and El Connect get a big win over Dr. Wagner Jr. and Los Hermanos Dinamita, Mascara Ano and Universal Dos Mil. The match gets a 77. But yes. Mystico, El Connect, Mascara Ano Dos Mil, and Universal Dos Mil were all off their game. So that's unfortunate, but we had the ring general, Wagner Jr. and the legend El Santo there to pick up the slack, so to speak, for everybody else. So yeah, still a great match. Yeah, 4 out of 6, that's a lot of people. All right, solid promo after the match too, even with El Connect talking. El Connect declares he wants to challenge Wagner Jr. for the heavyweight championship. Wagner Jr. gestures at him and shakes his fist. And then Santo grabs the mic and says, "Fuck perros del mal." And I got a 72. Fun promo. All right, and in our main event, got Atlantis, Felino, and Negro Casas. Orwell taking a loss to the Perros del Mal team of Perogal Jr., Blue Demon Jr., and Mr. Aguila. So yeah, the heated rivalry between Negro Casas and Perogal Jr. is revisited here, and unfortunately, Casas once again is on the losing end of things. All right, but the match got a 76. Oh, and the promos at the end of the show gets 7. This was a good show, man. 79. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, a 79. All right, not an 85, but you know, close, pretty close. 6 points away. At 47 thou. Okay. All right, great stuff. All right. Oh no, not Savio Vega. No. Leave Zumbito alone, damn you. He's trying his best. You know, he's doing what he can with what he's got. You know, you guys need to lay off him, right? He's only injured Mystico once. Alright, so yeah, we covered a lot of ground on this stream. Yeah, we've made it all the way to the go home show for the pay-per-view. So I think this is a good place for us to stop. Actually, before we stop, just so I don't forget, we're gonna write some notes. All right, I like the idea of that match I said. We're gonna do Ultimo Dragon versus Ultimo Guerrero. And you know, this could potentially be a tech masterclass. We might open with this. But yeah, it should be a good match, and it's a natural segue into our title match. All right, and we also need to do all right, I'm just gonna write Blue Panther return for now, and we'll figure it out when we book the show. I was thinking he could come back and just be in a match, but he could also come back in a in an angle. So I think once we book the show, we'll figure it out. Yeah, and I guess these are all our notes. Yeah. So the next time when you guys come back, we're gonna do the go home show. We're gonna book our pay-per-view, Leyenda de Azul, and maybe we'll import a bunch of wrestlers and set up a bunch of companies. Wouldn't that be fun, right? Get some more luchadors in here. All right, so if you've enjoyed this so far, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. You can catch me on Twitch at Hijo de Amigo. That is Hijo de Amigo. All right, yeah, and that's it for today. Thank you guys so much once again. I will catch you next time. Bye, everyone.